We walked into a building, so the other day when we were filming, it was a 6-unit, and I got to see the mind of someone that has been investing in real estate for almost 20 years, two individuals together. That's an interesting property because so you profit on the buy, right? Meaning based on your down payment. I mean, I've learned this in the book, obviously, and among other things I've studied. That property, did you buy it? Did you purchase it yet? Are you trying to? Because it was one of those scenarios that I'm learning as I walk through with you guys, you know, a fly in the wall, that it seemed overpriced, but it was in a market that was really safe. So how do you justify, you know, the return on investment of your money, like cap rate, versus the valuation of it going up over time? What are your, I guess, tricks of the trade that could be of value to someone here?
So what you're talking about is basically a 4-family brownstone in the front with a carriage house of the 2 families in the back, that property there. I bought that property for $400,000. I was in a diner and I overheard some people talking about real estate, and when you're in real estate, your ears are always open. So I actually interrupted them and I said, excuse me, you guys are talking about a building, I'm an investor, I'd like to. So the guy said, I'll talk to you after I'm done. So the guy, you know, finished his meeting. He happened to own the diner, and he said, you really want this thing? I said, yeah. He said, I'll flip you the contract for $50,000. I didn't have the money at the time because I had already spent a lot of it buying another piece of property and renovating it. So I needed to do something like strategic with credit cards and seller financing and things like that. So I had to kind of convince him that I would be able to buy it for the 4 and then pay him the $50,000 after I renovated it and cash flowed it. So it took a lot of convincing for him to kind of trust that I would pay him the $50,000 on a flipped contract like 6 months after I've already owned it.
We can see the consummate salesman. Carlos got excited. I want to know what you have to
No, I
say
didn't get
right
excited.
now.
I just want to answer your question. He was talking about the Bay Ridge property that we walked through, that 6-family. He was asking a question related to...
So that's okay, because that's an amazing story. But yes, I was asking about that as
your
well.
question was more like about how do we look at a property like that is maybe overpriced but is in a market that's safe.
It was 1.8,
Sure.
6-unit.
But the problem with a property like that is you're not buying it because you're going to make cash flow on a monthly basis that you think may be worth it today, because there's a couple of rent control units, and unless the tenant somehow died tomorrow, they're not leaving. They're just not. They're paying a couple $100 a month. You kind of have to bite the bullet to understand. We look at a property like that with 6 units. Now, 6 units in New York is different than 6 units anywhere else, right? 6 units here, you can buy 6 units for the price of like 1 unit in New York, right? So, but over there, you know, those 2 units, we looked at it as a 4-family. We said, look, how much do 4 families go for in this area? We can't count the rent of those 2 apartments. And when it comes, it comes. It's a long-term play. So we look at, if we were to make a decision, which we're not taking that property, but if we were, we would have bought it knowing that it's not today's play. It's really a 10-year, 5 years from now, 10 to 15 years from now type of play.
But what we did do with that property is make a low-ball offer, $1.5 million. So it's sitting there. I don't think he's going to sell it for the price that he wants. We do a lot of that. Like when you play pool, some people are in a rush to get the ball in the pocket. I actually like to play pool where if my ball is right at the tip of the pocket, I leave it there. And like I'll play the entire game where like most of the balls didn't go in, but they're like right at the edge of the pocket because my opponent might accidentally put it in, or comfortably when if I feel like it, I can just knock them in.